Hey guys, I want to take one quick minute here while Coach Springer's getting set up. I want to introduce Drew Bender. He's with E-Team Sponsor. E-Team Sponsor's been really good to us. They were a big sponsor of MFCN since day one. So just wanted to give Drew a minute here and as kind of fill in time for as Coach Springer's getting going here. So take it away, Drew.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully everyone is first off staying safe, staying healthy, getting a chance to spend some time with your families and do that. I know there's obviously, some pitfalls as far as, not being able to see your guys. And for me, I'm in desperate need of a haircut. But it's been really beautiful to see, coaches come together with other coaches, interact with their teams, through Zoom, through, different apps and, really use this time to get creative and think outside the box. I think this kind of adversity will absolutely build trust and build cohesiveness through your guys' teams. I didn't want to come on here this morning and give you, a salesy pitch. Obviously, if you're an Arizona guy, you've probably, seen me at clinics or gotten an email or a text or a Twitter DM from me. What I wanted to really do with this time is to introduce, what we're trying to do as a company and offer ourselves as a resource. I know, during this time, a lot of plans have changed and there's still a lot of uncertainty in the air. What we're doing at E-Team Sponsor, I wanted to, extend ourselves. I know a lot of you guys, have your fundraisers all set up, to do one big one, in spring or summer, and then do one in the fall, whether it's the cards, whether it's this, whether it's that. But just wanted to let you guys know that we are flexible. Our fundraisers, traditionally are done, online, and then, having me come out to the school. What we're able to do right now is to do full remote launches. So I'm meeting with guys and having, full Zoom launches. They look like this, where we get, 100 guys in a Zoom room and we're able to launch campaigns. Obviously, some of you guys that I've talked to, wanted to wait until June, July. That's totally fine too. But just letting you guys know that the line I'm using is the ability to hopefully plan for the best, but prepare for the worst. So just wanted to lend us as a resource. If you guys have absolutely any questions as far as fundraising goes, like I said, we're the official fundraising partners of the AIA, as well as the CIF in California, the NJCAA, the NAIA. So we're working with coaches all across the country that are in your spots. So we can absolutely get creative with you guys and fit your best needs. So if you guys, I left my information at the top. If you guys want to go ahead, you can shoot me a text. You can, follow us on Twitter, or follow me on Twitter, and we can exchange DMs. I know Twitter's been great for me and for all of us to be able to interact with each other, or shoot me an email. Would love to hear from you guys and your current situation, and do whatever I can and whatever we can to go ahead and help out in this time. And then looking forward to interacting with you guys and getting on campus and watching your team succeed this fall. So appreciate you letting me come on, and have a great Easter weekend.
Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it. Coach Springer, we got you?
Hell yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You ready to bring that damn fucking JU Ice, baby? Let's go.
That's right. That's right. So let me know when we're ready to rock and roll.
It's all you, brother.
All right, what's up, guys? I hope you guys can see me clearly here. I'm doing this from our team meeting room. I have the luxury of coming up here still. Me and my assistant, we live together, so we've been safe and sound. And I work from home in the mornings, and then I come up here in the afternoons. And so I get to use our projector. I use this for our specialty meetings as well, so it's a lot easier for me they can see me at the same time. I can kind of see from a different computer what I'm talking about, so it's pretty good here. Now, I'm going to start this meeting going over philosophy and organization, okay? I know at some of the high school levels, you don't get as much time, but some of the organizational stuff can definitely help you, okay? Again, with everything that we do, I'm not going to hold shit back, guys. Like, I ain't some fucking scientist that came with all this shit. No, I've learned this shit from different people, okay? My mentor is Jeff Banks of Alabama. I've learned a lot from him, so a lot of organizational stuff and the drill stuff, a lot of it's from him, okay? And then some other things I've heard from like Joe Lorg at Penn State or certain guys at different other levels, man. So like I said, I'm sharing my knowledge, and I ain't gonna hold shit back. It's just not me. I don't hold shit back. I don't believe in it. I want you guys to learn as much as you can. I'm the same way. As much as I want to learn throughout the offseason, it's the perfect time to do it. And the silver lining of all this right now, hey, you get a chance to learn a lot and kind of sit back and like, am I doing the right shit right now? This shit really what we really want to do next year. And that's how I'm looking at it right now. I'm really taking my time on all four phases to get it right. Okay, so starting first, we'll start with philosophy and culture. Something I've heard before, and I really like this, and it's the way we teach too, okay? In my meetings, okay, in the practice field, we're going to do all 5 of these things right here. We're going to see it, we're going to hear it, we're going to write it. I'm going to encourage guys to have journals. We make them journals so they can write the answers to the test, really. We're going to say it. I'm going to make them repeat a lot of different things, different key words, okay? And then we're going to go outside and we're going to do it. So those are the 5 ways people learn. And on special teams, a part of the game where maybe you don't get a lot of time, right, to go over that stuff. But if you're incorporating these 5 things right here, you're going to be better on special teams. Okay, so I really follow those things when I talk about my meetings and practice and whatnot. Okay, and then secondly, what is my philosophy as a 4-core? Okay, as a 4-core thing, how I'm going to attack every day. This is kind of like my mission statement, as you would say, right? So the first and foremost, we want to be the most consistent. Okay. Energetic and relentless special teams unit in the Pac-12. We do that with our depth. We do that by building a culture by day. And now we're near through this culture on special teams. So I continue to want to see this get improved year in and year out. Okay. I talk about this a lot. The one play of perfection. Okay. Now we get one play. It's 4th down. We got a punt. You get one play. Hey, it's kickoff. We just scored. Hey, we get one play. We only need one play of perfection. We don't need a 13-play drive where we need to click on all 13 plays. No, we need one fucking play, plain and simple, right? But all 11 need to do their job on that play and be the best of their ability in order to be successful there, okay? Win the hitting yards. This is extremely important, and this is the reason why we did struggle a little bit on special teams last year, okay? And this is very important right here, okay? Especially, I think it's all levels, especially at the NFL level because they're tight games, but at all levels, okay? You have to win the hitting yards. And first and foremost, you have to have really good specialists, okay? So spend time with your specialists. Make them better because they're going to help you win those hitting yards at the end of the game. And then returners. You have to have really good returners because no matter what the hell you want to run on special teams, if you're not great at specialists and you're not great at returner, you're going to be average at best. Just plain and simple. They have to be good, right? And then with our technique and how we teach things, play penalty free. Okay? If we're penalty free, we will win those hitting yards as well. And then last but not least, I talk to my guys all about this all the time. This is a team, the team. Say, for instance, our starting middle linebacker plays on one special team. That's his role. Own that fucking role. If you're the 3rd string linebacker, but you're a 4-core special teams guy, that's your role. That's part of being the team right here. And that team success will bring individual awards. It just does that way. It's going to help you play at the next level at the NFL when we talk to our guys, okay? Because we always want to be number one in the Pac-12 on special teams. I talk all the time. Hey, if we're number one in the Pac-12 on special teams as a 4-core unit, number one, well, now it's going to help us win games. And if we win enough games, we get a chance to play in the Pac-12 championship. We win that game, we play in the Rose Bowl. I show this all the time. I show them a picture of the Rose Bowl. We want to be in this game at the end of the day. But special teams, that 3rd phase, is big on our success of getting there or having the opportunity of getting there. Okay, and how I formulate that, I've always been a guy where I want to have a unit, and I want to have an identity with other guys. Okay, and I've used this for a number of years. Cartel, I used it when I was a GA, and I've always just been amazed by cartels, not necessarily the bad ones, but there's cartels all around the world, good ones, bad ones. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we call ourselves a bear down cartel, and I think if you have an identity with your special teams core. Okay, and you really stress it. Well, now they start. Hey, I'm part of the motherfucking cartel, okay? I want to go out and show out because I'm part of this unit right here and take ownership in that, right? So I tell our guys, what does cartel mean, okay? And you might not be able to see this right here, but I'll read it to you, right? And the meaning of cartel is the joining of businesses, right, of mutual interest, secretly to not compete with each other, but rather combine their powers to inflict command over land or entity. So it's like, hey, we got different groups, right? And our job combined together, we're going to inflict command over our opponent, okay? And then I break it up from there, okay? We're not going to be we're the cartel, but now we're segmented, right? You got different types of cartels in different places, right? So our 4 core cartel names, okay? We have the Nice Soccer Cartel, which is our Pump Pro, right? We're strategic in what we do. We do a few different things that people don't do, okay? Very strategic in what we do. That's why we're the Nice Soccer. Hellfire Cartel, KOC, we're fucking missiles. We're coming down there, we're fucking shit up, okay? By how we play and then our scheme, okay? On KOR, Desert Storm Cartel, okay? We're gonna attack. We're not gonna sit back here and call Bearcats dog game. I'm not about that. I can't do that. It's not in me, okay? I like our chances to get to the 30, 35, 40 yard line, okay? So we're gonna attack. And the Bermuda Cartel, like the Bermuda Triangle, no one knows what the Bermuda Triangle is. They don't know what the fuck's going on in there. So for us, every team you play is different on Pump Pro. Well, because of that, we're gonna be different every single week. So you don't know what you're going to get week to week with us on Pump Return. That's why I call ourselves the Bermuda Cartel, okay? And so that's kind of like our philosophy. Now, in terms of coaching responsibilities and how we break it down here, which is something you guys can use on your high school coaching staff, okay? How are we going to break it down, okay? How are we going to strategically do this so now we're all organized and structured on specialties, right? Just to show you an example of how we do it, okay? We have our head coach. He oversees all special teams, information, execution, and game planning. Myself, I coordinate all 6, including field goal, block. Okay, I coordinate all those, and I do all the execution, game plan for that while he oversees me there. Okay, now how I break it down by coaches. Okay, I have 5 assistant coaches. I'm going to help with special teams. I keep the O-line coach, the D-line coach, the OC, and the DC out of it. Okay, I keep them out of it. Okay. I have assistants helping me out. Now, they help me out on the field. Off the field, they don't do anything. Okay, so if for instance I was coaching, safeties, well then maybe we would delegate a little bit more. Like, hey, off the field, this is what you're gonna do. And I'll go over that here in a second. Okay, and then I break them up into each unit. Okay, so like for instance, Coach Boo right here is gonna work on 3 different special teams. Right, home return's got the 2s and 3s. KLC's got the 3s and 4s. KR's got the left side, and so on. So our guys know exactly where they're going to be helping from day one. And we start this in spring ball. Okay. Again, we'll have 4 assistant coaches, and then 1 assistant will be with the returners. Okay. And that's our running backs coach, Coach Stewart. He deals with the returners. Okay. While I'm working on the other shit right there. Okay. Now, if you have support staff, this is something that I go with them. Before practice, during practice, what you're going to do. A lot of high school staffs don't have that. Okay. So this is just more of how do I strategically do it before practice and during practice that can help you out from an organizational standpoint. Remember, this is all organizational. This is not going to all relate to you, but you can take something from it from being organized. Because especially if you're not organized, as a lot of people know, this shit looks terrible on the field, and then you just wasted 10 minutes of your time. You got to be organized, okay? And then how I break it up with my GA, right? It's something you can do from, hey, online coach has this responsibilities before practice, during practice, after practice with tagging, okay? Or linebackers coach has this. This is how me and my assistant break it down, okay? We have a list of things that we need to do every day so that we're consistent there. Daily, day in and day out. We've got to be consistent with what we do, and it's a checklist too, right? So for instance, if something's not done, I can look at that list like, hey, Coach Troy, why have you not done this? It's on your list. You got to be responsible for it, okay? So really delegating and organizing your staff on what they got to do daily on special teams is key for your success and for everyone to be on the same plane right there, okay? So we're all speaking the same language and all doing the same things. Now, how do I go into that? Now I got that organized, a little bit of philosophy. Now I'm talking about spring ball and fall camp. How do I organize that so that it flows, right? There's nothing worse than having something like, hey, having a plan, you're going day by day with it. You wake up, you're like, all right, what should we work today? Should we work pump pro today? nah, fuck that. If you're doing that, you're not going to be successful. Okay, you have to be organized. Okay, and it has a flow, and it's got to build its way up so that at the end of fall camp, at the spring ball, you have your playbook in. You have the collection of things that you wanted to teach, and it flows perfectly. Now they get it, so it's got to flow right. So things that I question before I start. Okay, and this is key for me before I start building my spring ball organizational install and my fall camp organizational install, right? First of all, how many practices are we going to get? What's the allotted time? Am I going to get 8 minutes per session, 5 minutes per? But how many of those am I going to have, okay? How many ST meetings am I going to have? How long are they going to be? Because I can't put together a 30-minute meeting and I got 10 minutes to talk. That's too much information. So you've got to know that as well. How many scrimmages are we going to have in spring ball? Are we going to have 4 weeks of spring ball, so it's 4 scrimmages? You don't know. If it's 5 weeks, what is it going to be? Okay. What are your competition days? You have to implement competition. I'm a very big believer in that. Okay. So I'm going to definitely implement that. What do you need to focus on? And that's from what? Self-scout from last year, your situational, and how to build culture, especially in spring ball. How are you going to build culture because you're not playing a game yet? Okay. Are you installing anything that is new? For me, this year, KOC is going to be brand new. So, and I'm working on it right now. So, hey, you know what? We didn't have spring ball. It's okay. I got more time to think about it. Okay. And then last but not least, which is very important that people don't think about. Okay. I think the wear and tear on your specialist. You can't just say, hey, we're going to do 5 straight days of punt pro and have your punter punt 80 balls every day. You ain't going to be worth the shit. Okay. So you have to organize around them so that it flows right with them as well. So they're fresh every single time you go out there and punt in front of the head coach. Okay. So I answer those things and I get those answered and then I build it together. So as I look at, for instance, spring ball 2020, which we were going into, we had 4 practices. I had 22 practice segments. I had 4 scrimmages, 15 meetings, and 4 competitions. Okay. And what was my focus this year? Okay, compared to 2020, Pump Pro was a big focus for me, and KOC. Then it was KOR, fill the block, and the last was Pump Return for me because I didn't really change up a lot of scheme stuff there. Okay. So those are the things I had to answer there. Okay. And then what's important before scrimmages, right? What's important before scrimmages, right? I mean, you have to have punt. If you're going to go punt versus punt return, you better know how to cover, you better know how to protect. Because if you go into a scrimmage not knowing that, well, then now you're just wasting time. So I then put it together. I know you can't really see this on here because there's a lot of writing here, but this is my install calendar. So I put all the information I just tagged to showed you right there. I put it in here. So like for instance, on Monday, practice 1, I'm doing fill block install number 1, and then fill block install 2. And I have right next to it the drills laid out next to it. And it goes every single day, even on off days, exactly what I'm going to do every single day. It has to be that way because now I know exactly what I'm going to do. And if I have to change it, well, now where am I going to pull from? Or where am I going to X out? Am I going to X out a competition drill or another day of install? But you have it laid out. So now it's organized, right? And this is 3 pages of it, right? Because it's 15 days, but it's very organized and it's got to be that way in order I know exactly what we're going to do that day, okay? And so like for spring ball, Pump Pro, the installs I was going to do, I had 6 installs. Pump Return, I had 5. KO, I had 5. But it's just another way to pull, right? So that I'm organized and make sure everything flows pretty good there. Now for fall camp, okay? Now you have a lot more days, like especially at us, we get a whole about 3 weeks of it. So now I had, looking back at fall camp 2019, I had 45 practice segments. I had 11 special team walkthroughs. I had 29 special team meetings, okay? And then how I broke it down, by practice, walkthrough, scrimmage, then that's how I organized my calendar, okay? Again, how many installs was I going to do? 9 pump pros, 8 pump returns, 3 fiddle blocks, and so on and so forth, okay? But then again, organize it this way so that when you're putting it in, you just cross one out, cross one out, cross one out. And so it flows much better. So again, fall camp, much bigger list, right? Because now you have walkthroughs involved and all kinds of things. We're doing our so-called 2-days, which really is just a practice and a walkthrough every day. So again, all labeled out, exactly what we're doing that day. So now when I make my script for the day, I just kind of copy and paste. All right, that's what we're doing. It's already done. It's already formulated. And I do this probably in June before, fall camp usually starts in July, end of July for us, or the first week of August. But I'll do this in June, maybe the first week of July. and get that done and start making my meetings from it. So another thing why it helps you just click in my head, guys. When you make this, right? Well, now I can formulate my meeting off that too. So I can go 10 meetings ahead and really get those meetings right. So now it just flows, and now I'm just, hey, just really just working on it the day of. Hey, I've already put this meeting together. Now I can, hey, just look at it shortly, fix some things up, add some new clips, and then go from there. Okay, again, there's 3 pages of that, and then we go from there. So that's kind of how I organize fall camp and spring ball. Now, another thing that's important for, hey, how do I pool for drills? Like, how do you know what drills to do, coach? How do you know what situations to work? Well, I have menus for that, right? And so doing this in the off season, like right now, guys, is the perfect time on special teams, right? Like, build yourself a situational menu. Build yourself a drill bank menu that you can pull from, that you can use in fall camp, spring ball, or use during the season. Like, man, we're doing a shitty job covering. All right, let me look at my coverage drills right here and then see which ones I can pull from and then go from there, right? So, like, for instance, this is my situational menu, right? So you see I got pump pro right here, pump return, kickoff return, field goal block, end of the half, end of the game, okay? I also got timing, different pieces of timing. I got my thresholds. Well, all this stuff I'll pull from in fall camp. Like, I'll cross it out if I hit it. If I don't hit it, I won't cross it out. And maybe I can hit it during the season at some point in our Friday practice or whatever it may be. A lot of situations I know, yeah? But at the same time, I just have it as a bank. I won't hit all of these, obviously, but it's good for me to have them because eventually I might go over them maybe this year or next year just one time, get it off film and be able to coach off of it. But I think that's very important, especially in fall camp, guys, because now you're getting closer to game time, and now you got to implement some situational stuff that's going to be important for your succession, really, in certain games, okay? And then here's our drill bank. So, for instance, this is my Pump Pro drill bank, all right? So for the box, I got my drills, all my gutter drills, okay? I got team drills right there. So I really separate and segment it that way, okay? If we go to kickoff coverage, circuit drills, positional drills, team drills, okay? Kickoff return, our punt return, our attack zone, transition, and finish zone, all the drills that we're going to do there. And then kickoff return, the same thing. So you can see how I can just pull from those deals. So if it's for some reason that, hey, I'm having trouble one day thinking like, hey, what do we really want to do here? And maybe there's a drill I haven't done in a year or a couple of years. Instead of going back through all the film I have, I can just look at this menu right here and pull from that. Like, oh, shit, that's a real-ass drill. I haven't done that in like 3 years. Let's pull the film when I was at A&M. Let's pull that drill up and let's do that one. That's a real-ass drill. Okay, so this something like that I think helps us a lot, or helps me a lot when organizing fall camp and things like that. So really, in essence, from an organizational standpoint, that's what it comes down to. And yes, I organize our specialists and I have, drills for them daily, what they need to do. And that's based off, what kind of time you have with those guys. That's always different for everybody. At the college level, it's totally different than high school. I get that. But I think having something organized for them is key, and making sure those guys are being trained the right way and not overused. Because if you're overusing them, hey, I don't care if he's a Power 5 kicker, he's going to wear out at some point. Okay, you don't want to wear that guy down. You want to have him fresh, and then always work with the returners, make sure they're catching balls and use situations, stuff like that. Okay, so that's really my philosophy and organizational stuff that I wanted to go over. And now I want to go and kind of get into pump return. Okay, and really in this meeting right here, I'm gonna get some water real quick. In this one right here, I'm gonna cover drill work and exactly how we do it. Really, day 1 and day 2, because after that, it's all scheme. It's all situational. It's all scheme, because it's just like you guys. All right, it's not the NFL. We're not going to see pro-style punt. We're going to see pro-style punt 1 week, 3-man shield 1 week, 2-man shield the next week, and some bullshit the next week that you've never seen before. So every week is different. So having a foundation of technique and drills is important, because now you just got to install the scheme of the week and go from there. But the most important part is understanding, the different zones right there, and how you're going to attack, how you're going to win in the transition zone, and then how you're going to finish to be successful. At the end of the day, if you have a good return, find the vertical seam and let's go. So we'll start with punt return right now, and I'll go over my goals and philosophy on here, and a couple whole picture deals, and then I'll go right into the drill work from there. Okay. So our goals, first and foremost, 100% possession. You've got to find a guy that said that. We struggled this year on that. Okay. So my goal this year is find a guy back there that's truly confident every single time. You don't have that right there, you lose a possession of the game. 2 in a crucial part, first quarter, fourth quarter, you lose a game. So 100% possession is very key for us, all right? We're a big play mentality team all the way. I don't care what anyone says, what they want to do. I think big play mentality, like I don't care return. I'm risky. I'm gonna throw my chips in, okay? Ain't no way to live halfway on the fence. So let's be risky sometimes and not. Nah, hell no. Let's go all in. You either all in, you're all out in life. I'm all in. When I'm all in on something, I'm fucking all in. So I'm a big play mentality guy. 13 yards plus a return. If you're 13 or more return, you're gonna most likely be in top 25 in the country. Okay? We want to be an extension of our offense. We don't just want a fair catch all game. Extension. Get them a first down. Get them 2 first downs. Big plays. And then 100% penalty free. That's through our technique and how we teach and our consistency with that. Philosophy standpoint, okay, we're going to be a big-time double vice the perimeter. I'm gonna double team your 2 best players. I'm going to take them out. So if you want to be a big play team, you got to take the best players out. I don't care. One-on-one with the guy that's a real guy, hey, it's kind of hard to beat. It's kind of hard to win. Well, I'm going to double your ass in on 4th and long, okay? Because I want a big-time return. Get his ass out. Now I got a return versus some of the slow guys out there, and now I like our odds to get a first down or 2 or 3, okay? I always want to mix in pressure, early or situational. Why is that? Because then you're not being self-scouted. You're not being too consistent with what you do. You got to change it up, okay? And make them feel pressure, because now mentally for that punter back there, hey, you get close, or for the coordinator calling it, you get close. Well, now you become conservative a little bit, okay? When you become conservative, now that big time return becomes into play, okay? And then we don't want to be consistent with what we do directionally. So we're gonna mix it up: field, boundary, middle return. Mix it up. Because if you're always going to the field, guys, for me, it's easy to game plan. I'm gonna oh, this guy's always going to the field. Let's find ways to punt it away from the field and this and that. You become easy to self-scout. You never want to become easy to self-scout. Mix it up. Show different looks. Okay? And really in punt return, like we just said earlier, for us, okay, and also for you guys at the high school level, you see different shit every week. So you're gonna naturally not be consistent with what you do. Maybe directionally might be, but you're gonna show different things every week because of the way people punt nowadays. Totally different formations and things like that. Okay, but that's kind of my philosophy and kind of what I hold to. Now I might throw in a couple more pressure game if I want to, or situation calls for it, or if I like the coordinator, I was like, fuck it, let's bring the house. Let's keep bringing it to it. Or the punter's very mentally weak. I see pressure messing with his head. I'll make some another pressure to get him a little frazzled back there. Okay, so what's our system? How do we call it? Okay, so really our 2s and 3s. Okay, cover the guards and tackles. Our contained players are contained, so LC, RC, the right side, left side, and then our adjusted rover do a whole lot, and they do a lot now. They get vice guys. They can act as a second level blocker. They can be a third contained guy. We do a lot of different variations with those guys, and so those 2 guys got to be really smart. And then we have our jammers. Then we have our jammers out wide, which are our corners, right and left jammers. So we really mix everything like that. That's kind of a base formation there. Okay, directionally. Okay, I got this from actually this offseason, so this is kind of new for us. When we talk direction, right? I used to say matches middle, red and blue, right? A lot of people do that. I like east, west, and north. Okay, why? Because when you're facing the guy and I hear 2 contain east or east 2 contain, shit, I know the turn's going to the right. When you say red, they attack the guy, they get flipped around. A lot of times, 2 or 3 or even 4 guys will be like confused, like, hey, where's the return going again? So east and west for me makes so much sense, and it's been really good with the players like for the Broncos. When I talked to special coordinator, they implemented this last year, east and west, and it said they didn't have any guys, really all season having any question on where to have my leverage at when it's going to be split around. Because I know right away, as I'm facing guys, the ball's going east, the ball's going east, or the ball's going west, or the ball's going north. That just means middle. So something very easy to implement that I'm going to start doing now when I tag my returns, east, west, and north. That's how I'm going to go. And then alley is based on game plan, which I don't really go all that. So as you see on the sideline, right, we have our east and west returns. We like to get outside the numbers, right, because we're trying to get outside of really that box coverage. And then north is our middle returns. Okay, alley is really by game plan or by the fit of the punt return team or punt team as we work through game plan. Okay, Now, our real focus and where we get the drill work is really our toolbox, okay? And there's 3 different days really of install with this. I try to put it in 2 and try to teach the other ones throughout the season. But there's 3 different ways, right? You have the attack zone. You have your drills for that, and your techniques for that. You have the transition zone in the open field. You have 2 different kind of techniques we talked about, okay? And then you have your finish zone, okay? That 10-yard window of contact, right? And what drills am I going to use so I don't push the guy in the back, okay? And get that flag drawn, okay? So I'm going to start first with really our day 1 install, right? Of punt return is our attack zone at the line of scrimmage. What are we trying to coach here? What are we trying to teach here, okay? We have really 4 techniques. This kind of goes with these 2, but choke pin, choke wheel, slingshot, and the vice double team on day 1, okay? All right, so as we start off, we look at the choke technique, right? Like, what am I going to do with the line of scrimmage, coach, before I wheel him or I pin him, okay? We call it the choke technique. There's 3 different steps. The first thing, when that ball snap, I'm going to attack my man and squeeze grapes. So I'm going to act like I'm squeezing grapes on the shoulder pads, top of the shoulder pads, right? Thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm going to get into a basketball shuffle. In saying that, I want to stay as square as I can for as long as I can. Because now he's working what? Lateral, right? So it's delaying the time that he's got to run down instead of vertical. You make him go lateral, you're opening up a vertical seam for your return. You want him to work lateral as long as you can. Now, once you feel like his body's been outside, well, now I what? I tilt that guy, I long arm him, and I get into that trail. We call it 1 by 1. Okay, hand up the tunnel. I long arm, get in the trail. We want to dominate the line of scrimmage, create space between the cover man and the return. Okay, choke technique, all right? So here's a couple of good examples right here as you watch right here. So watch right here. I got this from Minnesota Gophers now, but watch. This is a good example of what? Hey, shoulder pads right there, thumbs up. I'm staying square as long as I can. I'm in that basketball shuffle, okay? Okay? Then, watch right here. As he gets outside of me, and I feel that body, I don't want to hold him and get that penalty. Well, now I just long arm him. I push him out wide, long arm, and then I get into my trail, which is going to be 1 by 1. Here's a couple good game examples right here. Watch number 9 right here. Watch him attack. Watch where his hands are at on the outside shoulder pads. Watch him work lateral with this guy. So watch that delay right there. He's not working vertical. Let's go. We're opening up a vertical seam right there in coverage, okay? And then watch. Once he gets beat, now he long arms him, and now look at this guy. Returns about catching his ball. This guy's about 40 yards away. That's a great job of using that choke technique at the line of scrimmage, okay? Here's another good example, right, by 2 guys, right? 18 and 9, right? 18 and 9 right here. Watch them attack. Watch where the arms go, right? On the shoulder pads, thumbs are up, right? They're trying to work that shoulder. The guy gets outside quickly. Okay, now I'm going to what? I'm going to long arm these guys, wheel them to where I want to go, wheel or pin, and now I'm going to get that trail, that 1 by 1 down the field. I'll go over that trail here shortly, okay? So that's how we're going to attack. Now, coach, where, do I send them inside, send them to the right, left? Where do I send these guys, okay? That's based on where we're returning the football. So the first one is, hey, it's a north return or the return's going away from me, okay? I want to choke wheel, okay? Middle return, north return, or return's going away, I want to choke wheel this guy away from the return. So if I say, if you're on the right side here, you're number 11 right there, and it's a west return or a north return, I know I'm going to choke wheel my guy, okay? I'm going to use my choke technique, but am I going to wheel or pin him? All right, I'm going to choke wheel the guy. So watch it right here. We just saw the clip right here. Right now, it's an east or north return. North, that's middle or right return, okay? I know I got to choke wheel this guy to my left. Choke wheel, there it is right there. Here's another example right here. Okay, again, okay? Middle return, north, or it's east, right there, okay? So again, there it is right there. Choke wheel. Now I'm in good leverage. Return's going away from where they're trying to run the ball. Now I have a good position to really work that finished block right there, okay? Here's a drill that we do. Now you can start them stagger or foot bounce, however you teach that part. But then again, when that ball's blown, I'm gonna get my hands on now. The scout's gonna work a shuffle, and for us, we blow a whistle, they start to shuffle, and I say hit, then he releases down the field. Okay, so again, we're using that choke wheel. So day 1, it's all middle return. This is all middle return. And it's not very aggressive. We don't have pads on. It's day one. So it's really, guys, you really want to see him attack off the line of scrimmage, get his hands in the perfect place, okay, on the shoulder pass, squeeze Graves, and then he needs to wheel him in the right direction and finish in that trail, that long arm position and 1 by 1. That's what I'm looking for right there, because we don't got pads on, and maybe the tempo, maybe it doesn't have to be full speed either. As long as they understand the technique, that's what's really important there. Here, this is from spring ball. We have for breakfast. Then again, I like this right here. You see the basketball shelf right there. He's staying square. And then he's outside of me. Now look at that. I love it right there. Long arm and then getting the trail. Again, right here. There it is. There it is. Now, it's a little harder to grab shoulder pads when they have no pads on. I get that. So it's never going to be too clear. They're like, damn, his hands are way inside. Not really. You can't really grab his shoulder without shoulder pads. So as long as they understand it, they're getting the hands up there. We know they're understanding the technique what we're trying to teach there. Again, middle return. There you go, long arm the guy, and now we're off and rolling. That's a good job. Doesn't need to be a gasser type drill. Let's just make sure they understand technique. Now, when the return's coming to my side, coach, what am I doing? Am I choke wheeling? No, you're gonna send him right into the return. I'm gonna choke pin this guy. I'm gonna pin him away from the return. So we say, anytime the return's to my side, I choke pin. So for instance, right here, I'm a left side player, and it's a west return, choke pin automatically. I don't have to ask no fucking questions, all right? I'm choke pin this guy. I know what I'm doing, coach. I'm good. All right, good. So let's watch right here. We saw this clip earlier. 18-9, right? It's a west return, choke pin. Bring him inside. Now look at this. We just choke pinned him. If this is a line drive punt, it's not a good punt. And we catch this. Look at the field. Look at the field, guys. That's all we do. We want to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage so we can open this field up and get to the field now. That's a great job right there with those guys of choke pinning. Here's another good example right here, okay? Watch the guy on the outside. So now it's an east return. Returns to my side. I'm a right side player. It's an east return. Watch 28. Do a great job of choke pinning this guy way inside the hash. Now look at that. So when he catches this ball, the field that we're going to create right there by just using that choke pin technique is what we're trying to create. Again, same setup, right? This way, we did this a couple springs ago where, hey, we didn't get hands on early. I don't really like that. We're just working on our feet. Then we're attacking. I don't know if I like that as much. That's why I went to this, in spring ball, okay? East return again. I'm a right side player, okay? Now I get hands on early because that's what we're teaching, right? Hey, hands on first. Attack, get hands on early. So that's what I would teach off the bat. It's something that we've changed from previous spring and fall camps. Let's just start them, get hands on right off the bat. Right? We're trying to coach them to do, right? Let's be consistent with what we're coaching, right? Again, choke pin, it's a right return. There it is, long arm. I love it. Now it's a west return. I'm a left side player. So all you got to do is tell them, hey, if you're a left side player, it's a west return. Return to my side. Hey, if I'm a right side player, it's an east return when you're doing the drill, okay? Again, there we go. I blow that whistle. There it is. There he is. Basketball shuffle. There he is, staying square. He gets outside of me. Now I long arm him, and I get to 1 by 1. There it is, okay? So those are, when that happens, perfect. But as we know, in this room right here, who's listening, it don't always happen that way, okay? You lose leverage, sometimes early. Now, when you lose leverage early, a great way to get back into leverage is to slingshot your way back into leverage, okay? And we do that by using his momentum. So we grab that hip, okay? And we flip ourselves back into leverage. A key thing here is when I do this, you don't want to do it up high. Okay, also the ref might see that. You do it low at the hips. So when you torque his hips, it slows his momentum down naturally. And that's what you really want to do there, all right? That's what you want to naturally do it. So watch a couple really good examples here. Watch 37 right here. You lose leverage early. Okay, watch him grab that hip right there. Watch him grab that hip. I love it. It's fucking beautiful. Grabs the hip. The dude falls down. There it is. Slingshot. Now I'm in good leverage right there. It's a great example right there, okay? Here's another really good one right here, okay? Watch one right here, okay? Watch one. Slingshot right there. Good. Now, the one thing I don't like is see how high he is? So we could have got called for that. But he still twists his hips and goes around. Here's another really good one, okay? 37, okay? Again, okay, loses leverage. Watch him grab that hip. There it is, right there. Slingshot back into leverage. So this is something that happens a whole lot. And when you get this technique down, it's really easy to use. And guys really like using it. And you see it a lot on film, okay? A way that we coach it, pretty simple, right? We just pair up together. I'll start on the opposite side, so we're out of leverage, and then we'll slingshot into leverage, and then get into that one by one, that trail position right there. But you can see how right now 31's hips get turned. That's what you're really looking for in this drill. Does he understand that he's got to pull that hip to make it turn and slow him down? And then I got to get into that trail right there. Understand that right there. Watch it right here again, okay? So again right here. Grab the hip. Watch the hip turn. That hip turn right there. He's being aggressive. Now he's in good position right there. So again, really focusing on starting his hand on the hip is key. So again, as you see right here, where's his hand at? Starting on the hip. Hey, brother, you got to start your hand on the hip. Don't go upper body. Let's go lower body. And then make sure you aggressively pull that to use his momentum to get yourself slingshot around to get that perfect leverage that you want to be. Okay, so that's really key there. Okay, so how I organize that day one. Now I'll go over vice here after this, but you know sometimes with time constraint, if you have 10 minutes, I think you can do 4 drills, which I'll show you after this. If you had 8 to 5 minutes, you could probably do 3 and be effective there. Okay, so how I do it: group 1 is choke pin, group 2 slingshot, group 3 choke wheel. I have the coach that's coaching that drill. Okay, and then I have the players, right? So I send this out a text message. I hang it up in the locker rooms. We go from there on this side, which would be our other field, will be the returns, right? With Coach Stewart, then he has his drills that he's doing. So I'll put that on our script behind it, so we know exactly where those guys are going to be at on the field and how we're going to rotate and so forth. So that's another organizational thing I think is important to have on your scripts, so the guys understand where they need to be at. Okay, when that whistle blows for special teams, all right? Now, I talked about this as day one as well. If you have the time, 10 minutes or so, you should be good. But the vice double team. Now, we do this a little bit, quite a bit. You see it more in the NFL. But at your level, guys, hey, man, if you can vice their best player, just one guy, it's not going to help. You're not going to make yourself vulnerable there. Hey, become good at vice, guys, because you can take that guy out, and now you give your guy a chance to really get a really good return or be a really good punt return team. So how we teach vice, okay? So first and foremost, on the vice, we want to line 1 foot away from each other, okay? And then we want to have 1.5 to 2 yards of space right here. Because the space is a man's best friend in a vice. Because why? He's got really a 3-way go here. Give yourself some space to react. Don't be uptight because he beats you quick. You're done for, okay? The first step that you take as both the vice guys, you have to step with your outside foot in relation to the cover man. Why is that? Because he can go either way. Okay? So if you step inside and he releases to your side, well, then you're done. Step outside. Because if he comes to my side, well, now he can't get outside the shoulder. We don't want him to capture that shoulder. Okay? Play with your outside hand. Don't turn your body for as long as you can. All right? If he goes away from you, as you take the outside step, plant it and go chase your vice man's hip and go close that door. Okay? Go close that door. We always want to force a third door release, okay? And what does that mean, coach? Well, hey, the first way he goes, that's the first door. He's trying to win by a first door release. The second door, he's always going to try to split you guys. That's the second door release. The third door is completely opposite where he tried to go the first time. If you do that, you win every single time. We want to force a third door release at all times, okay? So a couple ways. First day, like if we're doing that circuit on day one, if I had 10 minutes, this is what I would do, right? Just to teach that relationship, is I want to see their footwork. So all I want to see right here is them taking an outside step, staying square, and then when the ball, if that return, that gunner goes away from me, I want to go chase the hip of my vice guy and close that second door. And that's the drill right there. Pretty simple drill, nothing hard about it, but just teaching relationship right there and teaching the fundamentals of it. Okay, again right here, watch their first step, okay, outside step, stay square, the ball goes away from, the return goes away from me, I'm sorry, the gunner. Now I'm going to chase that hip of my guy and close that second door. We call that mirror vice drill. Okay, I got it from the Jaguars, right? They do a lot of, okay? Now look, when you don't take that outside step, this is what happens, right? So watch 6 right here. Take an inside step. He takes an inside step. Well, look what happens. Now you guys over trace right there, you're out of leverage, and that's what happens with a good return, or a good gunner right there. He just beats you off the back. But when you listen and you give yourself some space right here, and you take an outside step, and now it gives him a much harder chance. What you lose that first door, you lose it right now. Well, now the vice got away, closes that second door. Now you're done for. Okay. Now all you do is force the third door release, done play right there, and that's how a vice should look. Again, right here. Okay. Good steps right there. Great steps. Great steps. Stay square, close the second door. There it is right there. Done for. Okay. Now that vertical seam is going to open. Now return's going to catch it and have a lot of space to work with. Now the gunner, their fastest player down, is not down the field. Okay. And that's what you want there. Okay. Now, here's how it looks in the game, right? Oregon, they always got really good players. They always got really good gunners, real speed. So I like to vice those guys. So watch right here. By both these guys. Both take an outside step. Okay. He says square as long as you can. Go close the second door. And this is exactly how it should look at the end of the day. All right. Now their fastest player is right here. And now we're catching the ball with about 10 to 15 yards of space right there. And that's what you want when you have a really good return. Is now you can find that vertical seam, hit it north, and go. Okay. So that's why we do vice, and that's why I think it's very important to do vice players, whether that be a guard, tackle, or a gunner, really a lot per game. And I try to do that quite a bit. You know, a lot of guys you're starting to see that a lot more in college football with the vice stuff. Okay. Now, so that's the attack zone, right? Well, now here's the transition zone, the open field. Okay. How do I stay in a relationship with this guy? Okay. How do I get a good relationship to where at point of contact in the finish zone, I'm going to use my technique and be able to finish the right way, okay? The first one is, hey, when you're in a perfect relationship, we want to stay in a one-by-one. All right, you're the same speed as this guy, okay? I'm able to run down and stay in that one-by-one relationship, call it hand the baton off. So when you hand the baton off, usually, it's not necessarily one-by-one, but we just say it that way, okay, for our guys, all right? So we're one-by-one. I'm in a great relationship with this guy so that when he breaks down, I can break down and then finish the right way, okay? Let's watch a bad example of this right here, okay? So what? I always tell our guys, if you're at the same level or above the guy you're trying to block, you're going to outrun the play. You're always going to outrun the play because he can see what's happening right here. Like right now, watch. This guy right here, he's at the same level. The guy just arm over, cleans up, arm over, and now he just lost him, okay? So you don't want to be at the same level or above. You want to be in that one-by-one relationship. So you get when he slows it, breaks down, I break down, and now I get finished the right way. Okay? Let's watch it right here. So watch it right here. I'm in a one-by-one relationship. One-by-one relationship. Now, when he catches and goes, now he breaks down, I break down, and now I can sit and fit right there, and now I got a great angle. Okay? That's why we teach that right there. Now, what happens, like a lot of times, this is what really happens, is you're running down the guy as fast as we thought, and maybe you're just not as fast. Well, if you're really getting beat, you know where the return is going. So we want to midpoint this guy, okay? We want to intersect, okay, the cover man and the return at that midpoint. At that midpoint, we got to intersect them right there. If we're losing it, we're not in that one-by-one relationship. So we can lose a little ground and then finish in the right way, okay? So a couple good examples right here. Watch 20, right? He's losing a 32 here. He knows it's an east return. He loses a little bit of ground right there. He then midpoints this guy and then blocks him right there. And now we open up a vertical seam right there, and our return finds it. Okay? Next one right here. Watch right here. These guys are on the wall, right? We're going to the field right here, okay? Watch them midpoint. They're not going right to the guy's helmet. They know where it's going to intersect. The ball's going to intersect about right here. So now I'm going to midpoint him at the intersect. So I'm not blocking him in the back. Understanding angles is key. So watch again right there. There we go. Block one, block two. Now you open up that vertical seam, and now we're off and rolling. Okay? That's the midpoint. How do we coach it? Right? Well, here's the NFL. So really transition and finish. I show a lot of NFL film because it relates to us. More so naturally than at the attack zone because we're not facing those pro stop punts every time. So watch right here. Watch these two guys. Watch the bad guy first, right? Let's watch this guy right here. He goes at him now, and then he blocks him in the back. Penalty. Fucking penalty right there. But watch the other two guys right here. Watch these two guys, right? They lose a little bit of ground. They find the midpoint, and they pull off an executed block to perfection right here. But again, watch them lose a little ground right there. There it is. Pull off a clip right there. Pull off a clip. There it is. Good. There it is. That's midpoint. That's how you teach it. That's how you coach it. Okay? So the way we'll teach this is I got this from Minnesota as well. I kind of like it. Very easy drill, very easy setup. It's a north return. I start all middle returns day one. Our return guys will start on their stomach. Scout guys are going to run to a cone at an angle and then run towards a fake returner, which is their cones right there. And our guys up here are going to get up because now they're out of leverage by a lot. They're at the race to find that midpoint, okay? So it's a very controlled drill, but just to make them understand, hey, you're going to be out of leverage sometimes, but you can still make the block. You can still execute and make that block. Right? Here's another example right here. Again, pump return guys are on the stomach. Scout guys are running to a cone at an angle, so that times up pretty well. There it is, about 15-yard drill, 15, 20-yard drill, and then find the midpoint to finish correctly right there, okay? When you're going directional, right? When you're going
Coach, a couple more minutes and we'll open up for questions. Couple more minutes, Coach.
All right, can you give me 5 minutes?
You got it. 5 minutes. You go.
5 minutes, I gotta finish it on real quick, all right? So we'll skip to that, but you get the point there. All right, live zone right here, okay? Live zone. Hey, we started 5 minutes late, by the way, so you 5 minutes. I appreciate that. So, hey, we got the finish zone, the 10-yard point. So now I know my attack zone. Hey, I know my transition zone. Well, how do I finish? How do I not get that penalty calling me? 4 different ways: sit and fit, pull clip, back block, plant, retrace. Okay. First one, I'm in perfect relationship, right? We talked about that. We're in 1-by-1 relationship. I want to sit and fit. Okay. I read the stride. I get to that 5-by-5 box. When he breaks down, I break down. I get my hands on. I get to that basketball shuffle, and I finish on that guy. Okay. So watch it right here. Don't lose that. Watch right here. Here's one right here. He breaks down. I break down. There's a sit and fit. Get his ass out. Now I get that lane to the field side. Okay. Again, right here. Watch one right here again. He's in a good relationship. He breaks down. I break down. And now I just sit down on that guy and finish right there. If he tries to work up the field, I finish with the rip. Okay. Again, at the NFL level, right? That happens all the time. Sit and fit. Great relationship. Sit and fit. Sit and fit. Open up that vertical seam for that return. Okay. Here's the way we coach it right here. So we start in that 5-by-5 box. I'm already in good relationship. I'll blow a whistle. That's the scout returner right there. He's gonna pick a side. It doesn't matter. But once that return gets above our guys, our scout guys gonna try to plant and retrace, and now we're gonna finish with the rip at the end, so we're not holding on that guy. So we're gonna teach sit and fit. When the ball passes me up, well now I finish with the rip right there, so that flag's not called for holding right there. Okay, again, another way to do it right here. Another example, right? Again, 5 yards, get 5-by-5 box, sit and fit. Guy gets above me right there. I'm gonna finish the rip and try to get all I can effort-wise. Like right here, I fall down, but I still want to finish with that rip right there and not get that flag drawn on me. Okay. Next thing, pull up a clip. Okay. If you're not necessarily 1-by-1, you're not great. Well, now I want to get to that midpoint, right? That's what we're talking about, midpoint. And then I want to violently rip my shoulder, my elbow across the opposite number. Okay. Sometimes you got to involve the hip as well. Involve the hip, slows the momentum down. But you don't want to just run past the guy. Get your body into him and be aggressive with it. Okay, here's a good example of drill work. Right here with the pop-up. We're starting out lever about 2-by-1, but watch him right there. Aggressive across the opposite number right there. It slows momentum. I want to see that guy stop right there. I want to see him stop. Watch it right here. Again, see him stop. There it is right there. Be aggressive with it. Good. Rip across aggressive. Okay, again, watch 28. Rip across aggressive. There it is right there. I want to see his momentum get stopped as he goes to that pop-up, okay? Here's a good example right here. Watch 19, right there, pull up a clip, watch stop momentum, and now you get Christian Kirk to the fucking field right there. That's how it should look there, okay? Again, right here, pull up a clip, right? Out of leverage, rip aggressively across the number, stop the momentum, and let's go, okay? Watch at the NFL level with Tyreek Hill. You got to do this a lot with Tyreek Hill. Watch 19. He goes in midpoint to guy, midpoint, pull up a clip, stop the momentum, and now you're the fastest guy in the NFL, get to the field side. Next thing, I got 2 more to talk about, right? We got back block, okay? Some guys don't feel comfortable ripping. They just don't feel comfortable. They just don't. A lot of D linemen, linebackers. So I teach them, hey, just basketball, box out this guy. Back block, right? Box his ass out like you win a basketball pickup game, all right? Again, easy way to do it. Watch 23. Just right here. Get your ass into him, get your back into him, and really just shield him off with your arm, so he can't go plant and retrace and make that play, okay? Here's another good example right here, 51. Bigger linebacker, DM body type, right? Basketball box out, right here. Watch right here, 37. Box his ass out, there it is. Box out, there it is, back block. Okay, watch it right here. Right here, Christian Kirk again, Barca War guys, right here. Back block. And now he sent 3 down the sideline, he's off and rolling right there, okay? Again, at the NFL level, right? NFL level, back block. You see it everywhere. Find the vertical seat, now he goes down and scores because that one block right there, that's how important it is, okay? And then last but not least, hey, I can't black block, I can't midpoint, I can't pull up clip, can't sit and fit. Now I want to plant and retrace, all right? I want to put my foot in the ground and work to another level guy to the return side, okay? So here's a bad example. We watch 25. He's lost, he's done. punt, retrace, get to the return side. Okay, he doesn't do that. Now look what happens. One of these guys come down and they make that play. Okay, punt and retrace, find second level. Watch right at the NFL level, right here. Watch 15. He knows right here. He can't block anyone there, so he puts his foot in the ground, works to the return side, takes 2 for 1 right there, and now they get an extra 10 to 15 yards. And that's what you're looking for there. Easy drill setup right here. Tell them the direction, tell them to sprint for 5 yards, peel around, and work to the block side. Okay, so right here, again, all right here is a west return, west, 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 and they go sit fit right there on the pop-ups. We're on the back. Okay, again, all right, 5 yards, they're out of leverage, they can't make that play. Now let's go sit and fit to the direction side. We call that plant and retrace. All right, so again, we'll break it up again. Sit and fit, plant and retrace, POC and back block. Again, with the organization, so they understand where to go, and players do on their scripts, and then we'll roll from right there. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys got any questions, fire away, man.
Anybody got any questions, man? Go ahead and raise your hand for Coach Springer.
Oh, so there's like a raise hand deal?
Hey, Coach, real quick, it was kind of glary though on when you're going through at the beginning, your first slides, as far as the drills and stuff. Just from in a high school coach's perspective, what are one thing that if you were a high school special teams coordinator or head coach, what's one thing that you would just iron out and spend the most time on, in your opinion?
Pump pro.
Pump pro.
Pump pro without a doubt, because obviously you're gonna be in that a lot. It's your fourth down call it's your fourth down call. So pump pro, the most important without a doubt. And after that, to me, honestly, coverage always is the most important. His return, you can be simple on return and just be really good with your technique and be very successful. And especially if you have a Division I guy back there catching footballs, that always helps. But pump pros gotta be sound and kickoffs gotta be sound. Absolutely 100%.
Coach Price, you got a question for Coach Springer? AP in the house. Well, if there's no other questions, then Coach, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Here we got one.
Oh.
Sergio, you're up.
Yeah, I have a question, Coach. You didn't mention about it, but I'm sure you do in your practices. How do you practice blocking the kick, blocking the punt?
That's a day in itself too. So like I have a block circuit for that. So I go through different drills. So I have just like it is here, right here. Probably it's not really in the first or second week. It's probably in that third week of fall camp for us. I go through a block circuit. So I'll have 4 different drills that I go through, okay, to find out who the guys are that can block a punt and that are natural at it. Because you're gonna have a lot of guys that might be fast, but they're still not natural at it. So I go through that circuit to find the guys that I like. And then when I game plan by the week versus a certain punting that we're gonna see, well, then I try to put those guys in places where they can block the punt. That's how I kind of go for it. But it's a natural thing for a lot of guys. Of course, technique matters, and some might get it after a couple tries. But that's why that circuit for me is valuable, which I do really late in fall camp to find out who those guys are.
Thank you very much, Coach. It was really interesting, and if it's possible, I would like to see your situational drills bank menu. If you can share your screen,
yeah, so
it'd be great.
Just so you guys know, man, I'm gonna make this into like a email format. So what I can do is give Coach Camarillo my email, and he can share it with you guys, whoever was on, and I can just send it to you, because now you can see it in person versus, I know it's blurry, a lot of it was blurry, I get that, but it's just kind of to show you examples here, but I can also email it to you, because I don't mind sharing it at all.
Coach Jackson, man, you're up.
Thanks, Coach Springer. I love the presentation here. My question is on peaking the returner. Can you talk a little bit about peaking the returner from the perimeter players and how, if any, you teach it differently for your interior box players?
No, I don't teach any different for peaking. So once you get into that transition zone, that's where, hey, I know I'm in that relationship, whether I'm on a midpoint or 1-by-1, but I'm constantly, hey, peeking at that return down the field. So that transition zone is where I teach the peak part of it. Whether you're a corner or whether you're a box player, it's all the same to me in terms of that. And now for our contain guys, who usually are going to be on our wall, they'll set the wall based on where the returner's at, but they're not going to have anybody. They're not peeking because they don't have anybody they're running next to. They're really just running to the wall. But those box players and those corners, as they're working that transition zone, you're peeking at the return to make sure either one to get to the midpoint or you're just trying to keep relationship and figure out when to kind of catch that ball. Because that is important, bro. Like, I get that. If you're not peeking, well, you might run your ass to the return. You're not going to see the fair catch. So that's something you got to have that awareness, and you definitely got to coach that. We coach that in the transition zone. Now, we really, really stress that when we start going team stuff, which is the third one, when I implement our actual return philosophy and how we're going to do it. That's where I start, hey, guys, you got to get that peak back as we work that transition zone, which is when you really work it.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Coach Springer, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thanks, guys, man. I appreciate y'all. If you got any questions, I'll give Coach Springer our email. But anytime y'all want to hit me up, I'm more than available. So I hope you guys are all staying healthy out there. God bless you guys, and looking forward to see you guys down the road. Thanks again, Coach.
All right, bro. Stay bringing that J.U. Ice. We're going to transition now to Coach Taylor Mazzoni, outside receivers coach at the University of Arizona. Taylor, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?